Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'aventure? Ah, monsieur le président. Un pauvre qui vote ou celui qui a rendu pauvre. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'étranger? Ah, monsieur le président. Hi, good day to the beautiful people of the Cameroons, the beautiful people of La République du Cameroon, the country that had its independence on the 1st of January 1960. And the beautiful people of the country, British Southern Cameroon, the country that had its independence on the 1st of October 1961. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a party political broadcast by myself, Maître Mola Alex Ndive Lisinge, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. Ladies and gentlemen, today I've come to make it clear to all those presidential hopeless that they should stop misleading the people, especially the people of British Southern Cameroons. When you look what they say, they don't even know what they are saying. Before I dive into the topic of today, ladies and gentlemen, you see these people, they go around lying people. Let me tell you, if you're a leader of a political party, how you make policies. You hold conferences, party conferences. That's what you do. And when you have it, members of your party, when I mean paid members, if you're a member of a political party in a democratic country, every month you pay some money. It could be weekly. So your members, they come, they talk about issues of the country. Then you debate policy, you come out with a manifesto. You don't come out as an individual that I will do this, I will do this. That's dictatorship. British Cameroon National Party took more than 30 years to come out with a manifesto through consultation, going to the streets of the Cameroon, meeting people in villages before we came out with a manifesto. A manifesto is not something that you just come and be making it as you go. What disturbs me is that some of these presidential hopeless court jesters, they come and lie and they keep on, when what they say, it tells you they want to continue marginalizing the people of British Southern Cameroons. Ladies and gentlemen, how can a nitwit, a nincompoop come and say what? A numbskull, obscurantis will come and stand and tell you that I will give 10 region, 10 state federation. They don't even know what they are saying. They are not constitutional law experts. They talk rubbish. Because why? 10 state federalism. What's 10 state federalism? Do they know how they determine a federal structure? It's based on if the country is homogeneous or it is heterogeneous. You have to determine these things. You have to look at the tradition and culture. It's not based on region or province. We are not region. We are not administrative unit. We are two countries that came together. Tell this presidential hopeful they should go and sit in their kitchen and burn corn and eat. They should stop deceiving the people. Biya have made the Cameroons to be a circus. If we're living in a democracy, most of those presidential hopeless, I don't see any of them being in the ticket because they don't know what they are saying. They think they are talking to fools in the Cameroons. Even Mr. Biya to me, Mr. Biya, to my opinion, is not fit to run a country. They don't know how to run a country. They don't know how to govern a country. That's why there's debt everywhere. There's no electricity. There's no water. They cannot create technology or industrialization because they don't know how to run a country. And the presidential hopeful, they are similar to Mr. Biya's type of doing things. How can you, for God's sake, come and say, we of British Southern Cameroon, you make 10-state federation? Do you know what is you're considered region? Do you know what is a region? I keep on saying, Britain, United Kingdom have got 12 regions, but they have their identity. 4 countries in the United Kingdom. England joined Scotland to form a political entity, but Scotland's identity is still a country. England's identity is still a country. Northern Ireland's identity is still a country. Wales, the identity is still a country. We are not talking about a form of a state. You can always change a form of a state, but they don't change your identity. 300 years ago, Scotland is still Scotland in the United Kingdom. Where is British Southern Cameroon? That is our problem. The problem of Anglophones, British Southern Cameroon, is not about the form of a state. It's not about the form of a state. Britain and Scotland used to be under a centralized government, which was a form of state, to create one parliament. They dissolved all their parliament. They came together 300 years ago. But Scotland was still Scotland. England was still England in a centralized state. Later on, they decided, they said, okay, decentralization. Scotland have got a parliament now. Northern Ireland have got a parliament. Wales have got a parliament. But the Anglophone problem is an identity problem. It's not a form of state. So all this presidential hopeless. Before you open your mouth, you speak. Know that you're talking about our lives. Some of us have sacrificed our life to fight for our identity. 2 countries came together with a different political authority, different territory, and different population. So presidential hopeless, stop misleading the people. This is what these presidential hopeless, they don't know. I'll tell you. When Mr. Biya of La République de Cameroon came to power, in 1983, he added 3 more provinces, administrative units. 3 more provinces. There used to be 7. 2 provinces in British Southern Cameroon and 5 in La République du Cameroon. What did they do? They gave themselves an advantage by having 3 more provinces. Budget have to go to those 3 provinces. Until today, since 1993, we of British Southern Cameroon, we still have only 2 provinces, as they have changed the name they changed the name, is in 2008 to regions. I will interchange them. My point is, when these presidential hopeless, they come and say they will give 10-state federation. I don't know whether they are talking about what I don't understand. Because our problem, you don't give. I'll tell you, if you want to give federation, how it works. What was the population in the Cameroons in 1983? Approximately 9 million people in the Cameroons. In 2025, a presidential hopeful is coming to say we have still 10 regions, whether you call it states. So they don't know. In order to make region and provinces, you look at the population. Nigeria used to have 4 regions. They have how many now? I'm not sure. Maybe 50. I'm not sure. So you do those things based on population. So this presidential hopeful, even if it was about giving 10 states, is it federalism as they say? What are they saying? You Anglophone, we are marginalized you. You will remain only with that your 2 regions. Because regions are administrative units. They are not our identity. The bigger the population, the more you create more regions. in future. You can even have 100 regions in future as time goes on, because it's about pop. Regions is constituency that they shape it. That's what a region is. So when this person, they come and say the population was 9 million, today we have 30 million. He's still saying that instead of saying we have to reform the regions because the population have increased, that's 2 times what it was in 1983. They're saying that they will still maintain it and give that advantage to La République du Cameroon to have 3 more provinces. Why is it that they did not create more provinces in British Southern Cameroon? Northwest, Southwest, or what? Why? So these people, they don't understand anything. In 1972, we had 7 provinces. 1972. The population of the Cameroons in 1972 was approximately, let me say, 5 million. So 7 provinces, they increased. How many more provinces? Look at the population of South Province of Mr. Biya, where Mr. Biya comes from. Look at the population. I'm sure Northwest region population is about 5 times the population of South region. Why is it a region? A small place is a region. Look at East 2, that's a Bolowa, small population. Look at Southwest region in British Cameroon. So they are about to give advantage to themselves in terms of administrative unit, because the budget in the Cameroon goes to the provinces. So a province that is under 1 million with a province that is 4 million, what is happening? They are giving them almost the same money. I'm sure South is having more money than Northwest, which is almost 4 times, and Southwest almost 3 times South, and others site in Mr. Biya's La République du Cameroon. So when these people, they come and say they will give 10-state federalism, they don't know what they are saying. They should just come out from the presidential race, because they are presidential hopeless. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, as a constitutional law expert, if you want to do federalism, what do you have to do? You have to identify what is decentralization, because decentralization and federalism arguably is the same thing. In England, United Kingdom, we have decentralization. Constitutional law experts, they will argue that what we have here is federalism. The difference between decentralization and federalism is that with decentralization, the central government can always withdraw those powers. The central government in the United Kingdom can say, we are taking away the Parliament of Scotland or Northern Ireland. But with federalism, you cannot do it. That's just the difference. Because Scotland have got its own parliament. They decide on their economic, decide on their education, decide on their policing, judiciary, fishery, agriculture, transport, taxation, local government, environment, equal opportunity. It is up to them, social security, Scotland, to decide. It's the same, like almost like federalism. The difference is, it's the central government that are giving you that power in decentralization. Unlike in federalism, you cannot take that power because it's constitutional. That's the difference. When I mean you have that power, you can't take it. That's just the difference. Just understand it that way. You can take away. They can say we are suspending the regional assembly of Northern Ireland, the parliament. They can say they are suspending it. But you can't do that with federalism. That's just the difference. About all of them is about transferring of power. It depends how much power you're giving. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. As a constitutional law expert, if you want to do what is decentralization of federalism, you identify. You look at a people. You don't give it to a region. You don't give it to a province. Provinces are not human beings. When you want to draft a constitution, you look. These are Douala people. You look at their culture, tradition. You look at who? Bulu people, their culture, tradition. You look at Bakwere Banso, people from Manu, you look at their culture. That's how you draft constitution. You don't look at regions. Regions are not human beings. Douala people are human beings. They have a culture. What does their culture say? That's how you start, the starting point. Are we homogeneous in Cameroon? No. Similar culture. Are we heterogeneous? Yes. Different ethnicity. That's the starting point. In the Cameroons, We have two inherited culture, have we? Yes. La République have French culture inherited. British Cameroon have English culture inherited. That's how you draft a constitution. In British Cameroon, what do they have alike? English legal system, English educational system. We have police, not be gendarme. In La République du Cameroon, what do they have? Enam, gendarmerie, all those are things that they have from France. That's how you look at it. That's the starting point. Okay, we are going to focus on that two culture. That's how you start for federalism. Recognize the two countries, their identity, their different culture. Since we have French and English official language in Cameroon, we of British Southern Cameroon can say our only official language is English. It ends there. The same in Quebec. Quebec, the only official language there is French. Canada, they can speak their own English. La République can keep its French. That's how you draft a constitution. Then next, you look. Again, we have our ethnocultural democracy. I can say all the tribes in the Cameroon, they should be autonomous. We can do that because we have different culture. We have customary court, all those things to make sure our own laws. People start at the starting point. You start with your custom and tradition. Customary court, solve your thing. Sharia law, they use it even in the United Kingdom to solve family matters. Because the aim of custom and tradition, we are different. We have to make sure that's how you draft a constitution. It's not about region. So when you look at those two countries, automatically in the Cameroon, it should be two-state federation, automatically. Then you come now, when you talk about region, now regions are administrative units, like you want to draft constituency. Okay, the population of Boya is like this now. We want to make it Ofako a region, you can make it. But there are regions where, inside Southern Cameroon, there are regions inside La République du Cameroon. That's why I keep on saying, Scotland is still Scotland. We have 12 regions in the Cameroons. They did not give decentralization, or if it's federalism, they did not give it to the 12 regions of England. You cannot give decentralization to region. You give it to a country. People who have similar identity. Whether you don't want to call it country, Anglophones have different culture. You give the federalism to Anglophones, British Southern Cameroon. You give the other one to Francophone because they have similar culture. Then what happened now? We can start talk about regions. Scotland is one region. Northern Ireland is one region. Wales is one region. England have got about 53 million people. So England have got 9 regions based on their population. That's how you do those things. So these presidential hopefuls, or hopeless, I don't call them hopeful, court jesters, you can tell people who don't understand how things work, they are going to accompany Mr. Bia. The problem we have in the Cameroons, and we have journalists in the Cameroons that they don't have brains. In Western democracy, if you see a journalist, the journalist will say, I'm a political correspondent, environmental, economic correspondent, a Middle East, they are different, they specialize. I don't need to go to a newspaper. You see a journalist in the Cameroons, oh, they will write, presidential candidate said 10, no. If you're a journalist, you're a political-minded correspondent, you will question them, what I'm saying. A journalist will say, this man is saying this. How is it possible? You don't give federalism on region. You look at if the country is homogeneous or heterogeneous. You look at the custom and tradition. That's how you draft a constitution. That's what journalists, they should be scrutinizing them and holding them to account. Mr. Bia, non-functional. Opposition, non-functional. Government, non-functional. Journalists in the Cameroon, non-functional. Civilians and citizens, non-functional. A non-functional country. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share this video. Don't allow anybody to annex us for the second time. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a party political broadcast by myself, Maitre Mola Alex Ndive Lisinge, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. Have a wonderful day. Vraiment. Wonderful. la présidence ya envia. Dans tout le gouvernement.